Hi, it's me again. Just an anecdote of something that happened recently. So I went into Wendy's to buy you know, a meal. Pretty sure the employee working there, the lady, she was Muslim. She was wearing garments, head covering, had a bit of an accent. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. And I bring this up because, you see, I ordered a Baconator. I ordered a Baconator sandwich, and that would mean she would have had to handle the bacon. Yeah, I noticed she was wearing plastic gloves, but I just kind of have to wonder, how does a person get themselves into that kind of situation when you consider the circumstances and such? I mean, your life to live as you choose. Absolutely, I'm not criticizing any of that. I'm not complaining about any of that, but I sort of have to wonder the decision making of how people get into situations like that. Surely she knew she would have to handle bacon and such. Because I remember this story from a long time ago. Uh, an employee at a grocery store, also Muslim, threw a fit when he was told that he had to handle the alcohol being transported and sent to the grocery for, you know, sale and such. And like, pretty sure he would have been informed that was part of the job description. But he supposedly, the story I heard, he was more comfortable with just simply smashing it all on the floor and just throwing a fit. Well, certainly don't approve of that, but I just sort of have to wonder how people get themselves into these situations. Like, surely they are informed of what their job entails and requires of them. And she was polite. She didn't like complain about doing any of that. She was polite. She did it all professionally, so far as I've seen. And there it is. Yeah. Food appears to be of good quality. Yeah, and that's all well and good, but I do try to be empathetic towards people and to try to understand where their perspective is on all these things. And, well, trying to put myself into her shoes, I'm thinking, how could you really do that? Like, how could you do it? This is essentially a physical substance that will literally destroy your soul or make you completely invalid from entering heaven and paradise and such. And you very much do believe in it and in an afterlife of sorts with a good reward for good behavior, but certain rules that all too easy to break, and then you're out for good. And I sort of wonder, what do Muslims actually think of people who eat bacon and drink alcohol? Like, what do you actually think of them? I mean, like, I'm sure there's some really extremists out there who would probably say things like, "Oh yeah, you're dead, behead the infidel," and all that such, and it's terrible, terrible. But okay, but like I I've like eaten bacon for practically every meal, almost, or at least I would if I could, and like yeah, like, is it even possible for me to convert to Islam at this point? I mean, I just eat so much bacon, you know? I mean, it's beyond possible. I think it'd be a lost cause right from the start. They're like, I walk up to the imam and he's saying like, okay, no, no, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry. Peace be upon you, but no, it will never happen. And I'm like, oh, okay, then. I walk out of the mosque. Oh, I guess that's never going to happen. And it's a good thing I'm not in that situation. But yeah, like, you're literally handling a substance that's going to destroy your soul. And I'm like, you would treat this like poison. I would think if I were in that position, you would treat it like it's absolute poison, like radioactive material you're handling. And like, okay, just a little plastic glove is just fine. That's fine. I'm not teasing or anything. I'm just trying to ask for the sake of a perspective on this issue. Because, like, years ago, another thought came to my mind. Practicing Hindus, very devout Hindus, and yet you have to be looking for a job, and you go and work at McDonald's, and now you're handling the hamburgers, which are the slaughtered remains of the sacred cow. And I'm like, how does any of this work? Like, does any of this like weigh on your conscience, on your morals and such? Or maybe it's sort of like what happened to me with vegetarianism and such. Like, you just sort of build up a defense mechanism about it. Like, the psychologists, they have this term, like, inoculation theory. That's what I've been told. If you're exposed to minor amounts of a sort of propaganda or something, you'll eventually build up a defense for it, a mental defense. And I think to some degree that has happened to me, because the only vegans I know of are the annoying kind, the kind who would tease you and such, and say, you're no better than a cannibal if you eat that. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's not really making me ashamed of myself. That's just making me desensitized towards cannibalism. And you don't want that to happen, do you? So, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty much have some strange comfort, sort of abnormal opinions with cannibalism. I'm desensitized to it. It doesn't offend me, or the thought of it. I mean, like, even if it was like the traditions of some sort of culture or tribe or something, like, okay, I get it. You got tradition, you had social factors that made you do that, and you needed to. Okay. And if they're trying to hunt me down, which, it's an imaginary situation, and I'm like, okay, am I really that bothered by what they do with my corpse after they kill me? I think I'm more uncomfortable with the fact that people are trying to murder me, and that's really what's bothering me. Would it really make a difference whether they were trying to murder me because they want to take my money, or if they want to eat my corpse? And at that point, I don't think I care that much if I'm already dead, you know? And you know what? I'm already a registered organ donor. So, you know what? Send it off. Send the body off to a good cause, a good purpose. Make it serve a good purpose for the living. You know, that's what organ donation's all about. The bodies of the dead being of use to the living. And thereby you legitimize cannibalism. I mean, maybe they have become desensitized to all this sort of things. They no longer hold things sacred, or maybe they never did. Or maybe my understanding of things is different. Maybe I've made mistakes somewhere. Maybe I got the wrong idea about all this. Maybe I'm overthinking it. It's just some thoughts. Anyway, I am now going to eat a Baconator sandwich from Wendy's, which I really like. Goodbye.